Well, okay, friends, there it is. Made it back a week and a half later, or a little over a week later. It's still standing. I was a little worried with it being hunting season. Wondered if I could trust people. It kind of looks like everything's the way I left it. Let's go inside and see. Although I do believe, oh, the Eskimo might have unzipped it. Yeah, it's just the way I left it. Okay, we're gonna have a good Labor Day weekend. Just you wait and see. So it's starting to get dark now. I got a fire going, and just for atmosphere. And then over here, I can see hunters still coming in down the road, come down the mountain, and there's a lot of activity around here. It's normally real quiet. You hardly ever see anybody out here. But then, well, it's hunting season, so there's a bunch of people out here. And it's kind of cool. Oh, look. Oh, my dome light's still on. My door must not be shut. The cook tent kind of shines there with the lantern in there. I think it's kind of cool. And just kind of laid back this evening. So we're not quite 100% set up in here yet. But I got a good ice box full of grub. And oh, I got a little heat in here. I haven't got the big heater fired up yet, and still got to organize my groceries in my kitchen a little bit. Like I said, it's been a pretty long, hard day. I might just turn in early. Nobody else showed up. Eskimo's already gone to bed, and it's cold, even with the fire outside. It's actually nicer in here, for sure, than out there. Yeah, nicer in here for sure. I thought I was just about to go to bed, and then this started going on. Really good light show.
So that's the plan.
That's the plan. All right. The Eskimo has plans for more blankets next time. And it's still a little bit of state of disarray here. Our first morning, I got the biscuits and gravy on, and we're fixing to eat. We've had coffee. Nice frosty morning out there, and
Yeah.
oh my goodness, but it's so nice and warm here in the cook tent. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So this is the part where everybody's been fed. We've all had coffee. The dishes are done. The counters are wiped down. Everything's put away. Now it's time to get the gear and go do some prospecting. There is actually a lot of clay in that moss. really no such thing as a quick pan of gold. That. So this actually serves two purposes. One, it gets me water in my bucket. And two is, of course, it's sucking up the fines instead of just stirring them up with a shovel. You stir them up and they just go deeper. I've never really thought of Nome Creek as a place to come to find gold because I've never found any here. That doesn't mean it's not here. And I feel like I got a fresh set of eyes this year after finally having some small success with my dredge. But, you know, the rock formation is completely different up at Nome Creek, but it still has helped me to look at this with a different set of eyes. Honestly, I've had no clue what I'm doing, and still don't. But one thing I do know is if you ain't digging for it, you'll never find it. Starting to move now. That's pretty. Of course, when we were just sifting through, nothing but those tailings. Nothing like this. Just rocks. Big ass rocks. No clue what we were doing. This seems to be a little bit more better conceived. Yeah, there's beer back at camp calling my name. I can hear it from here.
Well, I hope you find gold, because, geez, at your rate, all the work you put into it, you find gold, you worked for it.
Yeah,
Nothing's for free.
Look at that piece of quartz.
Yeah.
I'll take that one with me. I don't know if you can see that. Nice piece of quartz. Holy shit. Might be a piece of gold in there. Where were you, sucker? No, I can't see it. Right here. Right there. I think that's a baby gold nugget in there.
No way.
Pretty sure. Might not be.
Wait for it to dry out.
Yeah.
Maybe. Fix the quartz.
Well, yeah, there's quartz in that hole. Yeah, that's pretty. That bucket's pretty full. Let me dump this water out. Dump the water out of it. Hopefully, I brought a lid. All right, yeah. Can you pack the bucket for me?
Oh, sure.
All right. Get the gear and get out of here. Come back tomorrow, depending on what we find. Okay, so check it. When I first got here, of course, I noticed there was a fire ring, and when I picked this camping spot, but it was mostly for the level ground, and the fire ring looked good. But as we got to using it, I noticed, look, the fire ring just keeps falling down because it's made with round rock, and I really want to do some cooking over the fire, and I need a proper fire ring. So I can use my grate, so I can cook some ribs tonight over the fire, right? That means the whole thing's got to be redone. Well, okay, so tonight's dinner is just going to be a good old-fashioned short ribs and beans. Cooked over the fire. Yeah. We had enough for 4 people, but there's only 2 of us here. But there's 2 dogs. But one of the dogs got a little impatient and decided to help herself to one. And the cook got a little irate. But all in all, there's going to be more than enough for everybody. Oh, with the new fire ring.
Nothing like that first cup of coffee in the morning.
I noticed in other recordings, like when I was recording at Bachelor Creek, that the river makes a lot of noise. I didn't want to be shouting at the camera, and I have discovered how to utilize the Bluetooth. So my idea is to make some instructional videos on mining, and the problem is I'm not really sure I'm even doing it right. I should probably start hanging out with other miners, but this is the sluice box method, and I'm obviously just a weekend warrior. This is the kind of stuff I can do those few weekends in the summer when I can actually get out of town and do something. So that's what I do. I guess you wouldn't really call it mining. It's more like prospecting, and because I'm trying to find it. Where's it at? And well, the more I do it, the more I have a clue what I'm doing. You know, I could get all sentimental about it and say, oh, I've been doing this for over 20 years. But obviously, I've only done this a handful of weekends over the last 20 years. Let me tell you a little bit about these little Keen sluice boxes. Okay. Keen was the first one to design his sluice boxes with a 5-gallon bucket in mind. Because here's the thing about a Keen sluice box, it fits right in that 5-gallon bucket. Oh dear. You guys are actually sitting on my extra 5-gallon bucket that I would use for this. But you know, I had to have a good background to set the tripod up on. Here, let me go get a gold pan. We have ways around this. Okay, so as I was saying, this is a Keen backpacker. It actually will fit in a backpack. Now you can do your washout in a 5-gallon bucket. That's the way it was designed. It's actually genius. Hey kid, what you're doing?
Come and see what you're doing.
Well, I got my concentrates and I'm going to pan them down.
What's that?
I got my concentrates and I'm going to pan them down.
Oh man.
I found this spot. Almost need my visor off my helmet because the sun's right in my eyes, but that shouldn't bother me just for panning. Let's see if there's any color in this.
That's your concentrate?
That's the that's after I sluiced it down. I'm trying to do an instructional video on how to pan.
Oh wow, look.
Well, yeah, this is all.
Perfect size.
This has all been engineered.
That's man-made.
Yeah. It looks cool till you. I mean, it looks natural. They're pretty good at their job, but yeah, it's not natural from a mining perspective. What was explained to me way back was it's like waves of the ocean. You're trying to recreate a tide effect. Like how the ocean tides work. So there's the slurry part. This is where you stir everything up. And you're hoping all the, the heavy elements are going to the bottom. What, of course they are. But as you're shaking, you might stir some up and get them caught in upper layers. So then you smack the side of your pan and get a finer action in that. Now, alright, so you're moving material off the top, because that upper layer should be fine, but you did take some off the sides here. So that's what the riffles are for. You really want to catch that stuff in the riffles. Now, you want to take a layer off. But you're still kind of counting on these ridges to catch anything. Alright. Slurry, 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 slurry. It should all be in the bottom of the pan. Now we want to work it up here. Kind of work it towards the edge. Now we're holding it right here. So this will be the lowest point. Right? And then we're assuming that all the heavies will concentrate in the lowest point. And then we want to work a layer off the top. And now we're going to do it again. Typical Nome Creek. I'm seeing the black sands now. I'm not seeing anything that looks like color. At this point, you ought to be able to see something that looks like color. Let's keep going. It's pretty hard to make a video on how to pan if you're not actually finding anything at the end of the pan. Well, that's a sad fact. You don't always find it. I got black sand in there. That's pretty good indication I did it right. Yeah, my black sand and garnets. If I do get any color here, it's going to be real fine. Flower gold. There you can see now you've got less than a teaspoon, or about a teaspoon. We worked it down that far. Now I got that section there as most all black sand. Work it real. Oh. There's barely a cut. Two colors. One color really shows up. And it's not very big. Oh, jeez. It's nothing worth anything. All that for one teeny tiny speck. I don't even know if you can see that. Kind of shines in the water. I could keep going, but I don't have much confidence you're going to see much more than that. I see some iron filings in there. But nothing that's really going to show any color. Nothing that's worth keeping going for. That's sad reality. Well, now we find no more people. We're not going to have any leftovers out here. It's bear country. So, unless you want to feed the bears, I guess the dogs are going to eat good tonight. Alright, so I just love that, the way that wall tent just lights up in the evening. It's ta-da! It's just there, like here I am, nice and dry and cozy and warm. So I light the lantern in there just so I can watch it glow. We're having our last evening campfire because of course we'll have to be gone by tomorrow evening. Pretty sad. Well, I didn't really get the gold mining done like I wanted to. But the thing was, mainly it was a test run of the new kitchen tent, and it seems to have worked out well. My other camera went dead, the one that fits on the tripod. Dead battery, no way to recharge it. For some reason, those Canons, you can't charge them with a USB cable, which, you know, might be a deal breaker for the next camera I buy. The phone camera works well. I didn't get to document everything, but I probably documented way too much anyway. So there were wins and loses, and like I said, not a whole lot of prospecting time, just that one test hole. And no, I was pretty disappointed with what we got, And if I had more time, then of course I'd dig deeper in that same spot and get that whole rock moved and dig that out and see what, but actually if I had more time, I wouldn't do that. I would go to Bachelor Creek or someplace else that is more likely to have gold. But this is where we came for this weekend, and it's been great. I've enjoyed every minute of it. And that's all I had to say about that. Me, Kimmy, out here.